At this time, we'd like to begin our senior recognition ceremony. Our first senior is number 1, Madison Weigler, joined today by her mom, Stacy, and dad, Scott. Our rugged bunch goalkeeper, Maddie has battled through injuries but never stopped working, never stopped trying to get better, and somehow became one of the best players we've ever had with her feet. Not bad for someone whose hands are supposed to do the work. She's a dedicated student in sport management and a dedicated teammate who makes everyone around her better. Let's hear it for number 1, Madison Weigler. Our next senior is number 6, Addie Lasley, joined today by her mom, Tanya, her dad, Andrew, grandparents Susan and John, Uncle Matt, Aunt Amy, cousin Julie, and boyfriend Manuka. The fastest player on the team and the hardest player to catch, literally. Addie is a consistent goal scorer, a frequent award winner, and the perfect example of how good it feels when a local player decides to stay at Husson and be impactful. She has already earned plenty of defenders' respect, and soon she'll add her MBA to the list of things she's conquered. Let's hear it for number 6, Addie Lasley. Next up is number 8, Laura Martell, joined today by her mom, Mary Ann, her dad, Stephen, stepmom, Sally, and brothers, Ryan and Eric. It feels like forever ago that we first saw Laura at an ID camp, and what a discovery it was. Since then, she's faced more adversity and surgeries than most would have even imagined, but her heart and commitment have never wavered. Laura couldn't stay away from this team even if we tried to make her, and thank goodness for that. She's going to be an incredible occupational therapist, and hopefully she keeps this family close while she's studying here. Let's give it up for number 8, Laura Martell. Next up is number 13, Devin St. Louis, joined today by her mom, Tina, and family friends, Mackenzie and Cindy. Our smiling gym rat, Devin's work ethic is unmatched. Her team-first mentality unquestioned, and her knack for scoring big goals uncanny, like this past weekend against Johnson. She's the type of player who wants to lift everyone up, and the type of person who will be an amazing nurse. Devin, thanks for always being a reason for this team to smile. Let's hear it for number 13, Devin St. Louis. Our next senior is number 14, Marilla Corletto, joined today by her mom, Brenda, dad, Louise, sister, Issa, and brother, Nico. My first international recruit and the definition of calm under pressure, Marilla came all the way from Guatemala, figured out how to navigate life as a student here, and turn challenges into success. As Coach Matt says, she's our free kick specialist, and as her teammates would say, she's the captain who brings patience and composure to everything we do. I'm thrilled she'll be back for another year of eligibility. Let's hear it for Marilla Corletto. Next up is number 17, Kendra Donahue, joined today by her mom, Kirsten, dad, Jonathan, sisters, Nicole and Jordan, grandmother, Marcia, boyfriend, Jason, and dog, Winston. A captain, a leader, and our rock in the back line, Kendra chose Husson over plenty of other options, though I'll admit, it was her mom's cookies that really sealed the deal for me. She's been the dependable, compassionate teammate that everyone could rely on, always playing her role with positivity. And for the record, she is guaranteed to never get another red card. Kendra, we can't wait to see you thrive as a nurse. Let's hear it for Kendra Donahue. Next up is number 19, Madison Higgins, joined today by her mom, Lori, dad, Tom, sisters, Catherine and Riley, boyfriend, Gavin, and grandparents, Tom and Sharon. Another incredible local player who stayed home and made a huge impact. Maddie has the longest throw-in on the team, which basically makes her a secret weapon. But beyond that, she's talented, kind, cheerful, and one of the most supportive teammates you could ever ask for. She's grown into a complete player and will be an even more incredible nurse. Let's hear it for number 19, Madison Higgins. Our next senior is number 23, Kaylee Nault, joined today by her dad Peter, mom Amy, grandparents Phil and Jean, stepmom Liz, and dog Louie. The first player I ever chased in recruiting and worth every step. Kaylee has been our foundation, a two-time Defender of the Year, should have been 3 and really 4 after this year. She's rock solid, intelligent, fit beyond belief, and truly the backbone of everything we've built. I'm grateful she'll still be around while finishing PT school, because Husson soccer just wouldn't feel the same without her. Let's hear it for number 23, Kaylee Nault. Our final senior is number 25, Cassie Schilter, joined today by her mom Michelle, dad Lonnie, and grandparents Karen and Ted. But would also like to give a virtual shout out to grandparents Sonny and Todd and her brothers Zach and Joey. Our cross-country warrior, Cassie came all the way from Washington State, sight unseen, to join this program. Talk about brave. Since then, she's worked hard, accepted every role asked of her, and kept improving year after year. Cassie, you found a new home here in Maine, and Husson is lucky to have you. Let's hear it for number 25, Cassie Schilter.
Welcome into Boucher Field for a little senior day action here for the women's soccer team, honoring 9 seniors this afternoon, early afternoon. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here in October in Bangor, Maine. It'll be the 5-3-1 Husson University Eagles taking on the 1-8-1 University of Maine Presque Owls. I'm Jake Willett. I'm joined alongside Philip Robarge here up top at Boucher. Philip, a little conference action here between these two teams. What are you looking forward for both teams to get a win here this afternoon?
Well, thank you, Jake. For the Eagles, I mean, it's just got to come down to playing your game. They've certainly shown consistency in their matchups, and here at home especially, they're very, very solid team. They make a lot of chances, and they score a lot of them too. So for Husson, you just want to see that consistency. Of course, it's a big game for the seniors, and it's just an emotional moment to be around your family and to be, around people that are really close to you, and the achievements are all nice, but now it is time for them to just really get back into that game mentality and go on and put a good showing out. And as far as Umpy are concerned, I mean, they're coming off of a great dominant performance against Linden, and they're going to need to show more of that, here today. This is a much tougher Husson team, and they're away from home. So you really just got to make sure that you're checking all your boxes defensively and getting numbers up forward and getting a good attack away.
Yeah, absolutely. We are moments away here from starting lineups and the national anthem. We will step aside real quick, and we will be back for kickoff here at Boucher Field.
At this time, let's meet the starting lineup for today's contest. First, for the visiting Owls, a sophomore goalkeeper, number 99, Michaela Carney. A sophomore forward, number 2, Ella McCarthy. A freshman forward, number 3, Cameron Clavette. A sophomore forward, number 5, Maggie Landine. A freshman defender, number 9, Emma Byers. A senior midfielder, number 13, Cameron Alla. A junior midfielder, number 18, Willa Evans. A junior defender, number 19, Taylor Marston. A sophomore forward, number 20, Abby Dowdy. Sophomore midfielder, number 25, Shelby Terrio. And a senior midfielder, number 29, Olivia Gray. Umphy is coached by John Alla. At this time, let's meet the starting 11 for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, a senior from Manchester, New Hampshire, number 1, Madison Weigler. A senior from Ellsworth, Maine, number 6, Addie Lasley. A senior from Westport, Massachusetts, number 8, Laura Martell. A senior from Holden, Maine, number 13, Devin St. Louis. A senior from Guatemala City, Guatemala, number 14, Marilla Corletto. A senior from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A senior from Herman, Maine, number 19, Madison Higgins. A freshman from Newmarket, New Hampshire, number 20, Jillian Long. A freshman from Draycott, Massachusetts, number 22, Caitlin Jones. A senior from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Knoll. And a senior from Chehalis, Washington, number 25, Cassie Schilter. The Eagles are coached by Dennis Mullins, and he's assisted by Nick Christensen, Matt Goodman, Chris Selby, and Megan Buddymeyer. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And we are just about underway here at Boucher Field. Again, thank you for joining us here this afternoon. Jake Willett, Philip Robarge here on the call. As we are getting ready for action here at Boucher.
One thing from this Husson lineup that I'm seeing is the return of both Donahue and Nault to the back line for Husson. That's something that this season maybe hasn't been quite the pairing. They don't start too often, but when they do start, of course, they have a lot of experience with each other, and just a sign for Husson that they're not messing around today.
Yeah, absolutely. The senior Madison Weigler gets the net for Coach Dennis Mullins and the Eagles. And the Eagles are going to start with the ball on the right side of your screens here in the beautiful white jerseys with green letters. Umpy wearing their blue away jerseys with white letters, white numbers, and yellow trim on the shoulders and on the sides. Again, Jake Willett, Philip Robarge here for North Atlantic Conference action here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Laura Martell starting it out in the circle. Whistle blows, and we are underway. Ball played up top from Martell. Owls working it along the back line, clearing it out to the side to Cameron Clovette. And the Eagles will have their first throw of the day.
We saw early just off of that kickoff there. Husson do like to employ that attacking strategy.
Long throwing it in for Lasley. Lasley into the box, cross, and nobody's there.
It was a nice idea that time from Addie Lasley, just getting that ball across, but that time just nobody able to dispatch it.
Donahue. Nault moves it across to Cassie Schilter. Schilter playing it up. Was looking for Devin St. Louis. Punt goes to about midfield. There from Michaela Carney.
I look for that. Obviously didn't quite come off that time, but look for that through ball into St. Louis today to be just a key factor for the Eagles.
Speaking of St. Louis, with the pressure, swings it out to Willa Evans on the far side. Being chased down by Madison Higgins, another one of the seniors honored this afternoon. Evans working and has it stolen away by Higgins. Higgins is going to play it out for a Owls throw in.
Yeah, good piece of defending there, just denying the goal side, denying Evans the goal side.
And the Eagles are going to take over after it bounces off the foot of the freshman Cameron Clovette. Eagles working it through the middle. Was looking for Addie Lasley this time. Cleared out. And Carney is going to scoop it up at the top of the box. And look to start a break here for the Owls. Kaylee Nault plays it into the middle. Bounces off of head. Higgins with the ball across. St. Louis working it. Shot. Save, Carney.
Yes, dangerous effort there. Just, again, the angle in the end maybe just a little bit too tight, but just an incredible job from St. Louis there to just continue to fight for that ball and get a shot away.
Martell now has some options. Works back to the middle. Was looking there for the freshman Caitlin Jones. But no dice on that one. Presque is going to take over in their own defensive third. Eagles take the ball back. Nolt now at the midline plays it back to Madison Weigler. One thing about this Eagles team is that their goalies will use their feet outside of the box. They're comfortable using it.
Yeah, they do. They're just very comfortable with that defense with the ball at their feet. They play a high line, and as you mentioned, Weigler does come up quite a lot. Another thing, too, is just the pressure that
Ball
they get.
played into the top. Lasley was looking for an opportunity, but she was offsides.
Yeah, just made her run a little bit too early there, but again, we just see the potency of this Eagles attack being able to go back to front very quickly. It did, just for a second, look like it was going to catch Presque off guard.
Carney will kick it away in the middle off the head of Corletto. And another scoop up there from Carney. Corletto playing it back to Nolt, one of the better defensive players in the entire state. Ball played over to Higgins. Higgins into the box. And we're going to get a corner, the first corner of the afternoon here for the Eagles.
Yeah, just in the end, Higgins didn't have anywhere to run, as just closed down by Evans there. Now we'll see the first corner. Be interested to see here. Looks like they're going to just make runs to the posts.
Lasley over on the far corner. Hands crossed up over the head. Ball played in with the left foot. And nobody is there to get a touch on it. And Carney's going to scoop it up on the far side of the box.
Yeah, just a little bit over with that corner. Unfortunately, nobody on the back post for the Eagles.
Long. Working on Clavette. Schilter playing it back to Weigler. Ball stolen away in the middle by Cameron Alla. And we got a whistle and a foul on Presque. Quick ball played there from Kaylee Nolt. Ball played through the middle, and Lasley offsides.
Yeah, that flag went up straight away, but again, the Eagles just looking to take any advantage, whether it be a free kick or just some little stoppage in play to just get back in attack or get up in attack and just, again, catch Umpy off guard.
Abby Dowdy will play the ball. One in the air by Cassie Schilter. And back to Ella McCarthy, who preseason was named a North Atlantic Conference player to watch from the conference. Ball played into Lasley. And Lasley's not going to get there. Scooped up and fallen on top of by Michaela Carney. One in the air. Ball played back to Jillian Long. Corletto looking for Schilter on the near side here. Back to Nolt. And swung out across to Kendra Donahue. Plays it in for Lasley. And was looking there for Jillian Long, but it's going to go out for a goal kick.
It was a nice idea, and we're definitely seeing just sort of this defensive strategy for the Owls early. I mean, they're just getting everyone they can on those forwards. Lasley that time had 2 or 3 Eagles on her, or Owls on her.
Ball bounced off of Laura Martell, and Schilter playing it all the way back to Weigler, and the Eagles look to restart the offense. Nolt Schilter here on the near side. The ball played in there. Long giving chase, along with Emma Byers. Ball still in play. Byers plays it into the middle for Shelby Terrio. Corletto uses her head, plays it over to Schilter.
Another attack breaking down for the Owls that time. They're really just trying to force them up the middle. They haven't really used the width of this field as Husson's doing here, and it's showing how Husson are having a few more chances, a few better opportunities.
Schilter looking for an offensive option. Finds Martell, who plays it back to Kaylee Nolt. The patience of the Eagles really showing here in these first 10 minutes, Philip.
Yeah, they know that, again, it's just a long game to be played here. That one's going to go out, but again, they're really just trying to wear down this defense. They're making inroads in there with their passing, with their through balls. And again, they're playing the width. But again, I do think that Owls will want to be a lot more aggressive, especially on defense.
Lasley on the near side. Ball played in to Martell. And Carney is going to come out to the top of her box and scoop that one up with ease.
It's just, again, Carney with some good awareness. She's had to have a few of those that maybe her defenders haven't quite dealt with. But she's had good awareness in there to just clear up any of the trouble.
Schilter plays it too long. Ball played in. Lasley can't get a touch off. Byers clears it out. Terrio swings it over to McCarthy. Corletto with the defensive step. Martell playing it too long. Long having all day. Playing it into the box. And over the head of Madison Higgins. And it's going to go out of bounds for an umpy throw.
Yeah, again, just mentioned just the patience of the Eagles' attack so far. Jillian Long just able to have time on the ball. And we saw rather, I liked how she held her run on the ball from Schilter there, because she easily could just outrun that. But again, we're just seeing the patience here as she gets 1 or 2 instructions from Dennis Mullins.
Schilter steps up, intercepts the ball. She's got a couple Eagles in the box on the near side. Schilter plays the ball in with the left foot off of an Owl and right back to Schilter. She's going to play with the right foot this time. And cleared out on the deflection by Taylor Marston. And we're going to have another corner for the Eagles.
Well, again, just more and more pressure by the Eagles. We saw just the failed clearance that time on the first ball, leading to the second one that was just over. And again, we're just seeing the fine margins in this game, as I believe we have an Owl down. But we're seeing, Jake, these just little margins of error from the Owls that have almost resulted in an Eagles goal.
Another good opportunity incoming here for the Eagles, as they attend to the down player for the Owls on our side of the 18 box. She's back up on her feet, and she will be back in action.
So how dangerous the Eagles were with that last corner. Nobody at the back post. We'll have to see what they do with this one.
Lasley goes in with the right foot this time. Ball hit up in the air and caught up in the air there by Michaela Carney.
I believe it was Alla that time that just hit it up in the air, trying to get it clear. That just a little bit dangerous, though. Luckily, able to get to it first was the keeper, but you just don't know where that ball could go. That could have fallen anywhere.
Jones plays it over to Jillian Long, plays it to Marilla Corletto. Quick connective passing here for the Eagles. Corletto plays a ball in to the corner. Ball played in across. Was looking for Addie Lasley, but goes right into the hands of Carney.
It was a good ball initially by Corletto, but again, another Eagles attack breaks down, but they have to be encouraged, though. They've certainly started this first 15 or so minutes really, really well.
About 15 minutes have elapsed here in quarter number one. Weigler is going to come out with a big sliding stop to clear the ball away from Willa Evans.
Again, just good attention there from Weigler to make sure she gets that ball first. As that one really could have been dangerous. That was the Owls' first real attack. First threatening one.
Martell gets dragged down. And the Eagles will have a free kick in their own defensive half of the field. Kaylee Knoll going to take it quickly, trying to catch the Owls off guard. Beautiful ball into the middle. Collision there, and Addie Lasley goes down. So a collision there just outside the 18 between Addie Lasley and one of the Owls. Lasley covering her nose.
She'll have to come off here as there's some blood, and that is the rule. And you see Pangburn coming in here, but yeah, didn't look like a very good collision that time. I mean, they never are, but that one is really, really tough. But we'll have a free kick here.
Corletto going to take the shot, and it's going to go high over the crossbar.
Yeah, just a little too high that time, but opted for the side of the keeper.
Jackie Pangburn, as Philip mentioned, checks in for Lasley.
Yeah, it's just a big blow for the Eagles because Lasley is somebody who can really impact the game. Not just on the ball, but off it too. She makes a lot of runs.
Pangburn, one of the better rookies in the conference, winning the Conference Rookie of the Week award twice in back-to-back weeks to end the month of September. Martell has an option. Ball played up. Another opportunity there for the Eagles goes awry.
Yeah, again, just another breakdown on that one. Nobody really able to get too much control of it. But Eagles just continuing to add on their pressure here.
Sophomores Haley Tarbox and Paige Dunn checking into this one. Caitlin Jones and Laura Martell taking a breather for Coach Dennis Mullins and the Eagles.
Both Dunn and Tarbox, just players that can really add that offensive spark. goal involvements between the two of them.
Corletto plays it out to Schilter, who plays it up. And out. We're going to have an Owls throw in the far corner. Emma Byers, the one to take the throw. Picked off there by Schilter. Plays it back to Nault and across to Donahue. Eagles taking advantage of all this open space. Ball played in from Higgins. I was looking for Jillian Long, but just over the head.
It was a great ball there, Jake, by Higgins. I mean, she was in just miles of space out there, and the ball just a little bit over, but we're still seeing this aggressiveness from the Eagles. They haven't let up with the chances. You do feel that a breakthrough is coming for them.
Ball played into the middle. Pangburn with a touch. Shot on.
Yeah, that was St. Louis that time. Maybe just a little bit of indecisiveness there. I think she might have had space for another touch there, but she wanted to ensure that she got a shot away.
St. Louis playing it to Pangburn. Jackie Pangburn on the far side plays it across and saved there by Carney.
Yeah, you can tell she was looking for Dunn that time, but again, the ball just too close to the keeper.
Ball played up and knocked down there by Cameron Clavette. Eagles are going to get a free kick opportunity after it bounces off the hands of Ella McCarthy. Donahue plays it over to Higgins. Higgins plays it across to Pangburn. Goes off of Jackie Pangburn's arm in the box, and it will go the way of Presque.
There's a good clearance there by Dowdy, or good defending, I should say. Not allowing her to really get a foot on the ball there. But from an Owls standpoint, you would like to see them get a little bit more time on the ball. As it is, they're just defending in their own half almost this entire first half. They had one chance that was kept away cleanly by Weigler, but other than that, they've been really quiet.
St. Louis plays it back to Corletto, using the safe option of this Eagles back line. Schilter taking her space. Still going, gets around McCarthy. Ball played in with the right foot. And saved there by Michaela Carney.
Well, again, it was just great creativity that time from Schilter. Able to just get in space and continue in it. And you got to feel, Jake, that the Eagles aren't too far away from a goal here. They've just had some great chances. But in the end, just that final ball hasn't been the level that they want it to be at.
Absolutely. St. Louis looking there for Tarbox. And a little miscommunication on the side of the Eagles. And Presque looks to break out on the offensive end.
Eagles have done a great job, though, in the absence of Lasley to just continue on with their pressure offensively. They're showing that they really have continued well as Gerfen come in now. She's someone, Jake, that can really put a good cross in, and again, she's got a lot of creativity on that left side.
Corletto was looking for an option in the corner. And it'll be a goal kick for Presque. And Michaela Carney.
despite the chances, I mean, Kearney has really just shown that she can handle the pressure so far. I mean, Husson's throwing a lot at her, but I mean, she's made it look easy in the end. I can tell you it's not, but she's done a great ball. That is an incredible ball.
Pangburn takes a touch shot and right to Kearney.
As I just mentioned, Jake, that was a very good ball there. Played from St. Louis.
No, playing it back to Weigler. Tarbach, St. Louis, plays it to Pangburn. Pangburn is going to have a chance all alone. Takes a touch. Shot. Save. Big save there from Michaela Kearney.
That's a great save there from Kearney. She just didn't panic in that situation. I mean, one-on-one, that is so tough, especially if somebody like Jackie Pangburn. And it's a bit unfortunate for Pangburn that time because, I mean, she just couldn't quite get the control that she would have wanted on that one. It was just bouncing around in the end, and it resulted just one that was almost straight at her.
Paige Dunn with a long free kick off the head of Pangburn. And scooped up by Michaela Kearney.
Just moments ago, the Eagles' best chance to really get ahead in this one. And here they are again.
Pangburn all alone. Shot just over the crossbar.
Well, she's going to want that one back for sure. I mean, that was just a great ball over the top to her, and she was able to control it, but just that final touch just let her down at the vital moment. Just too strong in the end.
Kearney going to take the goal kick from about the middle of the 6-yard box. Ball played in. St. Louis going to give chase. She gets there, takes a touch to the inside. Gerfin now plays the ball in with the left foot. Just missed Higgins on that far side, and it's going to go out for an Owls throw.
Yeah, just, again, unfortunate at that time that ball was a little too high. But, again, the Eagles just continuing to knock on the door, relentless in their attack.
Pangburn steals the ball in the corner. Ball played across. Was looking for Dunn, and nobody's there. Corletto's going to let one rip. And it blocked out in front. Tarbox plays it to Donahue. Big ball in over the top. Punched away by Kearney.
A good punch there. I mean, the 3 Eagles unmarked in the box at that time. Certainly 1 or 2 questions she will be asking from her defense. I mean, that could have been extremely dangerous from the Eagles there. But a good job to just get a hand to it, to punch it away in all that traffic.
Higgins playing a ball in, looking for Pangburn, and just out in front of Jackie Pangburn. And it's going to go the way of the Owls.
Yeah, that was a much, much better ball from Higgins there, just not able to find that final connection.
Throw in here for the Owls, deep in their own defensive territory. Byers. It's the throw, and it's going to go right back to the Eagles. Gerfin looking for Pangburn off of an Owl foot, and Gerfin will do it again. This time finds Haley Tarbox. Tarbox has it stolen away. And Presque will have the throw. St. Louis playing a ball in. And scooped up by Michaela Kearney.
Yeah, just another wasteful throw in by the Owls there. And you just do not want it to go back to your opponent when it is your own throw. And they've done that now multiple times, but Again, it's just the pressure of the Eagles. It's just so tough to deal with for any team that comes here.
Tarbox was looking for Pangburn in the middle. McCarthy pressured on by Taya Gerfin. Gerfin steals it away. Gerfin going to try and play a ball in with the left foot.
Again,
Corletto lets one fire.
Again, the Owls just being pushed back further and further into their own half. I mean, we just saw some great pressure there from Gerfin. But again, the Owls able to just collect themselves defensively. Forcing in the end just a long shot.
Pangburn with one. Higgins works around one defender. Tries to cut back into the middle, and it goes over the line.
Well, that time, again, just we've mentioned it so much here in this game, but
Checking in for the Owls, number 10,
I'd like to
Bridges.
just continue to mention just how good Pompey have been and just closing down that right side. Start again that time with Higgins just unable to go anywhere with that ball.
Maddie Bridges checking in for Presque. St. Louis looking for Schilter. Schilter is going to get across of Byers. Plays it back to Gerfin. Taya Gerfin plays the ball in with the left foot. Touched on. And Higgins was there. Donahue with a step. Corletto now. Done. And the Owls clear it out. But not for long. Ping pong action here in the middle of the field between the Eagles and the Owls. Schilter finds Donahue. Donahue playing it up. Pangburn with her speed plays it in. And slipped out in front. Gerfin turns back to the middle. Plays it to Dunn. Paige Dunn now. Switching spots with Taya Gerfin. Makes a move. Plays the ball in with the left foot. Over the head of Jackie Pangburn.
It was a great move that time by Dunn. And, I mean, not a bad ball, but again, nobody on the end of it for the Eagles. But they've certainly had just a frustrating half offensively. It just seems like every single time they get into a good position, working it well, it's just the final one little thing that just goes wrong for them.
About 16 minutes to go here in the first half. Jake will at Philip Robarge. Here we're knotted up at 0 here at Boucher Field. Eagles have a throw in on the far touchline. Corletto with the pressure. Stolen away by Tarbox. Tarbox plays the ball in. Goes off the foot of St. Louis, and Gerfin sends that one over the top.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate because that was a good chance there. I mean, she was all alone. But again, it's that bouncing ball, Jake. When it gets in the box like that, it's so hard to control. I can tell you as a former wide player myself, that was always frustrated me because you just don't know how to react with that kind of ball.
Pangburn with a touch for St. Louis. St. Louis takes a touch with the right. Shot! Saved there by Carney.
Yeah, she just tried to drill it at near post, but Carney there got her angles right and making it look easy, Jake. She has had a strong, strong half for the Owls. Some of these saves have not been easy for her.
Very strong on the season. 4 games played, saving over 82.5% of the shots she's faced.
Entering the game for the Eagles, number 30, Riley Speed.
Riley Speed checking in now for Madison Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins just getting a break there. I mean, she's had just a really, really good first half. She's been strong and providing that width for the Eagles. Now speed comes in to just do the same. She's in miles of space currently.
Nault was looking for speed there.
I just saw her a little too late that time, but sometimes it can be hard. In a situation like speed, you don't necessarily want to draw so much attention to yourself that you draw a defender on you, but at the same time, she was in a lot of space there.
Pressured on there by Haley Tarbox. Schilter going to look for Pangburn. And that's stolen away there by Abby Dowdy in the middle. Quick action here in the middle of the field. Schilter plays the ball in with the right foot. St. Louis has got Pangburn and Gerfen. Plays it to Taya Gerfen. Gerfen going to go back. Played across. And Schilter plays it to Taya Gerfen on the near sideline. Gerfen plays the ball in with the left foot over the head of Pangburn. Ball bouncing in the middle of the 18. Throw in on the touchline. Gerfen, quick throw. Ball bouncing back. Gerfen to St. Louis. And back out of bounds. Substitution in for the Owls. It'll be Isabella Allen checking in.
Checking in for the Owls, number 16, Isabel Allen.
She replaces Willa Evans. Just about 10 to go here. Schilter taking all the time and space. Plays it to Taya Gerfen. Gerfen looking for an option. Stops. Plays it back. Schilter again moving to the middle of the field. Plays it to Corletto. Corletto to Nault. And Nault switches sides of the field to Kendra Donahue. Got a whistle. A handball. And Presque is going to take over possession.
Yeah, Gerfen that time just stopping, and instead of putting that ball in, she plays it back to Schilter, and the Eagles able to just work it around a little bit more there. They're just trying to get more people involved so that they can get their forwards enough time to make runs and to get open. Because again, we've seen the service to those forwards been good at times, but again,
Speed playing a ball into the middle. St. Louis heads it back. And we got a foul inside of the box, and it will be a penalty kick here with about 10 and a half to go here, Philip.
Yeah, here, and this is a chance here for the Eagles now. I mean, sort of, I don't want to say let off the hook, but here is a chance, and it looks to be Nault to take it.
Kaylee Nault sets the ball up on the dot. Moves back. Shot. Saved there by Carney, and another shot from Nault goes over the top.
Well, she decided to go with the short run-up, and in the end, maybe that was a telling sign. I'm not sure, but either way, just what an effort there. I mean, just goes to show how strong Carney's been this half, and then the chance again that just went over the bar. I mean, what do the Eagles have to do to get one past her today?
Addie Lasley checking back in. Olivia Charles making her season debut.
And checking in, number 12, Olivia Charles.
Charles has been out all season with an injury. She makes her season debut here on senior day at Boucher.
And here's a chance here for Dennis Mullins to just sort of throw something at Umpy that no team has seen this yet this year. And we'll have to see again. I just go back to that missed penalty. I wonder if that will just weigh on the mind of some of those Husson players.
Clavette was looking for an opportunity. Lots of pressure here for Presque in the defensive zone of the Eagles. Dunn playing a ball to Olivia Charles. And just out of the reach. 9 minutes to go here in half number 1.
I think with the substitution of Addie Lasley back into this team, again, someone who we saw can really be dangerous with the ball over the top. She has a lot of speed. Maybe Husson will try and go with those long through balls over the top again.
Ball played in from Taya Gerfin. And it goes off of an Owls defender. And she is down there on the near side of the field. We will take a quick break, and we will be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. As we wait to see Natalie Miranda checks in for the Owls. Charles, quick touch to Gerfin. Gerfin moves it back to Kaylee Knoll.
Checking in for the Owls, number 8, Natalie Miranda.
Ball bouncing in the middle of the field. Touchdown there by Dunn. Stolen away by Gerfin. Charles to Dunn. Dunn takes a shot with the left. And it goes near post and wide.
Yeah, it doesn't look great in the end, but you know what? That's not a bad idea. Just to take a shot first time and just try and really get some power behind the ball. I mean, we've seen the Eagles just throw everything at Umpy today, at Kearney, but not a bad effort that time for a team that's really trying to find a breakthrough here.
Addie Lasley plays the ball through the middle, gets through, shot, save there. Shot in there from Taya Gerfin.
Yeah, just not a lot of time in that box. She's closed down very well, Gerfin, by the Owls, but again, it just looks a bad shot in the end, but not really. I mean, when you're closed down like that, it's just so hard. Just want to place it and put it anywhere. Unlucky that time.
Gerfin moving into the box. Plays the ball in with the left foot. Run on by Lasley, and it's going to go a little bit wide and into the feet of an Owls defender. That one bounces over the head of Cassie Schilter. She's going to play it back to the safety valve of Kaylee Knoll. Donahue, working with all the time and space, was looking for Tarbox. Corletto. Again. Weigler has all the time and space. Kind of been the MO of this first half. Eagles having a lot of time and a lot of space to facilitate some offense.
Yeah, and it just has not worked out for them quite the way they wanted it. They've wanted to, and we've seen Umpy numerous amounts of times here just forcing the Eagles to pass it back and reset and come forward again. And it seems like every time they do come forward, it's just so hard to really find either that final ball or just the finish.
Re-entering for the Owls, number 22, Madison Bridges.
So Bridges is going to check back in. He's looking there for Taya Gerfin. Shilter now. In the middle. Dunn. Plays the ball into Gerfin. Gerfin runs onto it. Takes a touch. Turns back to the middle. Plays it back for Dunn. Dunn's shot blocked in the front. Shilter now. Takes it over. Has time. Plays it to Tarbox. Was looking for Corletto. Donahue now.
Again, we're seeing just more of a defensive stand from Umpy here. It's just great defending to just block out that last attack.
Charles on the far side. Plays the ball in with the left foot. Blocked out in front. Olivia Charles regains possession. Stolen away by Allen and played out. The Eagles will have a throw. They take it quickly. Lasley plays it into the middle. Gerfin, and it just goes underneath the foot of Taya Gerfin. Carney's going to clear it. Shilter to Gerfin now. Gerfin with the left foot. Goes past Addie Lasley. A rip there from Riley Speed, and it spins off of her foot and out of bounds.
I'll just, again, for the Eagles, just frustration inside that 18-yard box. I mean, Carney came all the way out almost to the 18 to clear that ball, and Husson was staring just at an open net just moments ago. But again, we're just seeing just this incredible job by Umpy defensively to just make a stand here. This is where you have to get creative, though.
Charles using her strength advantage to bump Byers off the ball, and Byers is going to clear it. And the Eagles are going to have a throw here with 3:15 to go in half number one.
I think it's just so important for the Eagles. I mean, they're continuing to just get in that 18-yard box. We're seeing one or two shots from outside. I think they'd want to continue to just get balls in the 18 and get close to the net.
Riley Speed plays the ball in, looking for Tarbox. And it bounces off of an Owl. And we'll have a corner. Ball played in. Off the foot and cleared out. We got a whistle. And it's going to go the way of the Owls. 2:22 to go here in half number one. Carney. Right into the feet of Marilla Corletto. Tarbox was looking for Lasley. Done. This time we'll play Lasley. Lasley has time, space, plays it across. Ball played back. Shilter puts the ball in with the left foot. And Carney's going to come out and scoop it up and fall on top of it.
Well, that was a good ball initially there. Just unfortunate. I feel like I've said that a lot this half, but just not to find anybody on that Eagle side. Ball just ending up in the hands of Carney again.
Bridges loses the ball to Speed, to Dunn. Charles Plays the ball in with the left. Over the top. Kearney's going to knock it down and corral it.
Well, that was the first real almost mistake that we've seen from Kearney. And she was tested really well that time by Charles.
Under a minute to go here at Boucher in half number 1. We're still knotted up at 0 here at Senior Day with some North Atlantic Conference women's soccer action. Schilter has time, space, plays it to Olivia Charles. She hits it with the right foot. Plays the ball in with the left. Was looking for Lasley, and it was a little bit behind her. 35 seconds now. Gerfen. And Presque clears it. Weigler now with 22 to go. Donahue to Haley Tarbox. One last offensive opportunity for the Eagles. It's going to come off the foot of Riley Speed on the far end. Speed plays the ball into the middle. Cleared out. Shot. Lasley. Score! Addie Lasley with 3.1 seconds to go in halftime in the first half gives the Eagles a 1-0 lead.
Well, they didn't give up, Jake, did they? Showing some kind of resilience here with 11 seconds to go. I mean, most teams at that point would just set off the ball and let the first half run, especially when you just had a frustrating time offensively, but not this team. It was a great ball in by Speed, and Addie Lasley, who had to come out of the game earlier, now sort of redeeming herself, and relief for the Eagles at the break as they finally are able to beat Kearney.
Lasley's 7th goal of the season puts the Eagles up 1-0 heading into halftime. Jake Willett, Philip Robars, we will be back for second half action here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Jake Willett, Philip Robarge here. The Eagles have a 1-0 lead heading into the second half. And we will switch sides of the field. A late half goal, 3.1 seconds to go from Maddie Lasley. Put the Eagles up 1-0. Jake Willett, Philip Robarge here on the call for the second half action. Philip, we saw a very defensive game through the first 44-plus minutes of this game. What are some adjustments that each team needs to make to get back on the scoreboard or get on the scoreboard?
Yeah, well, first for Umpy, I mean, again, they can feel pretty relieved after this half that they're only down 1 goal. I mean, they just so many chances for the Eagles that they were unable to find the back of the net with. But again, you are a goal behind, and I think you need to spark some offense here. Certainly their defense has shown that they are really good, and they've continued to be solid. But, you know, you do want to see them go forward here. I would expect them to maybe catch the Eagles off guard here with an attack. I think it will be more of a defensive game to start this half for them. But, I mean, if they are going to get back into this one, Jake, it's got to be, they have to take some chances offensively. And for the Eagles, I mean, that's just relief. You know, they worked so hard for 45 minutes. They did not give up in that time, and they were able to get a goal now. I expect them to be a little bit more relaxed here, and maybe we might see 2 or 3 more goals here from them.
Early foul here, free kick for the Owls. And Weigler's going to get her hands on a soccer ball for the first time this afternoon.
Exactly. Umpy not registering a single shot in that first half. Husson, of course, having 17 of those, 9 on the net.
Ball played up to Laura Martell. Martell playing it to Tarbox, who gets the start in the second half after she came off the bench and sparked some offense in the first half. Ball played in across. Knocked down in front. St. Louis gets tripped up and a whistle. And it'll go the way of Presque.
Yeah, just not a lot of space to move around in that box there. St. Louis gets tripped up, and again, the Eagles finding themselves with more and more opportunities in the box.
Martell playing Taya Gerfin. Gerfin plays a ball in, knocked down, and fallen on top of was Michaela Carney, who had a fantastic first half of action.
Yeah, I believe that's her 9th save so far. She had 8 last half. Of course, the one that got by her just towards the end there. But, I mean, she's just been so strong. The penalty save, Jake, that I mean, could have been easily been 2-0, maybe 3 or 4 for the Eagles here. But as it stands, just the 1 goal in it.
Pangburn getting a start here in the second half. Plays it to Devin St. Louis. Riley Speed having some options. Plays a ball in. And aggressively there is Carney. And she corrals that one.
And another thing, too, that maybe we haven't mentioned is just, we mentioned how good she was, but in just holding on to the ball and not just pushing it out or forcing just a spill that could lead to an Eagles chance on the rebound. She has not given the Eagles anything in that regard, and that's something that the Eagles often do play to, and it's just been non-existent for them.
Emma Nicholson is getting the start here in the second half. She's on that far side defensively.
And she's someone that can really catch you off guard. Of course, she's found the score sheet this season. And she had just an incredible effort last week that against Linden. I don't know how that one didn't go in. It was just an unbelievably good curled effort. But she's someone who can really just pop up and provide you with some offense.
Eagles working it along in the far side of the field. Ball played up. This is Taya Gerfin with Pangburn and St. Louis. St. Louis shot. Score! Devin St. Louis puts one just nice and softly past the dive of Michaela Carney, and the Eagles take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a great ball initially by Gerfin there. Not the hardest of balls into the box there, but it did not have to be. And Devin St. Louis just able to just place it in that corner. Just an incredible effort there to just continue to pile on the pressure. And in the end, it is the simple play that does result in the goal.
After going 44 minutes without a goal, the Eagles put up 2 in the span of 5 minutes of game action. And another opportunity. Jackie Pangburn this time was looking for Laura Martell, and it's stolen away there by Ella McCarthy. Gerfin now corrals the loose ball. Ball played in with the left foot. Was looking for Riley Speed. And Speed's going to cut off Willa Evans to get possession of the ball, but Evans takes it away. Now Presque looking to get some offense going. Higgins stealing that one away.
Well, this is exactly the start that Dennis Mullins would have wanted from his side. Only took 5 minutes to find that second goal for them. And we'll have to see here. We mentioned earlier about just how much more relaxed they would be after breaking the deadlock, and now they've got a second. They'll be playing with certainly a lot more confidence now.
Offsides on the Eagles. With just under 5 minutes have elapsed here in the second half. Devin St. Louis put the Eagles up 2 goals with her 4th goal of the season. The senior getting on the score sheet here on senior day. So both goals from the Eagles so far have been off the foots of 2 seniors. First, Addie Lasley, and second, Devin St. Louis. Kaylee Knoll will play it back to Madison Weigler as they keep her engaged in the contest. Higgins plays it to Speed. Speed has got St. Louis, and she's got Pangburn in the box along with Tarbox. Ball to Tarbox. And just out of the reach of Haley Tarbox. And Presque takes over possession. And then give it right back to the Eagles as Martell picks that one off in the middle of the field. Nicholson using her speed. Plays it out in front and off the foot of, it looked to be St. Louis. And it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, again, Nicholson just coming up for that attack and just, as we mentioned, sort of catching Humpy by surprise. In the end, it was just inches away from making it a 3rd goal, but it's been great play from Husson. I mean, we've seen a lot more chances like we did in the first half, but we've seen them come a lot more direct and a lot more that are finding the target.
Touchback there from St. Louis. Speed plays to Tarbox. Haley Tarbox across. Knocked up and caught by Michaela Carney.
It was a good run there by Tarbox, able to just play the overlap and get into a position where she can get a ball across. We're seeing here again just the importance of players like St. Louis and Tarbox. As they had a quiet first half, at least Tarbox did, but again, they're so deadly, the Eagles. They can they do possess the quality to come forward and get an attack and score.
Whistle, and we'll go to Presque. Presque will have a free kick. Off the head of Nicholson. Right to Jackie Pangburn. A little miscommunication on the offensive end for the Eagles. And Presque will have a throw. 36 minutes to go here in regulation. Eagles have a 2-0 lead. If you're just joining us, Jake Willett, Philip Robarge here on the call. As Pangburn is going to have an opportunity. She's got speed. And St. Louis. Ball touched on there. Shot in. And saved by Carney. That one off the foot of Lindsay Reed, who's seen her first action here in the second half.
Yeah, Reed just a little bit of space, able to get a good shot away, but in the end, the positioning of Carney there, able to get the read on it and get in a position to make the save.
Gerfin plays one in with the left foot. St. Louis to Tarbox. Shot, score! Haley Tarbox puts the Eagles up 3-0.
Yeah, it's just timing on that one. I mean, she looked threatening. A couple of chances came her way, and now she's able to dispatch one home. It's just great build-up from the Eagles, and from an Owls standpoint, I mean, you just continue to be on the back foot, continue to just play defense, and I mean, when you're constantly on the back foot like this is what's going to happen. Nonetheless, it was a great finish to just sneak it by Carney.
3 goals in 2 games for the sophomore Haley Tarbox, her 4th goal of the season. Puts the Eagles up 3-0. Eagles working possession now. Nicholson plays it to Kaylee Nault, working across the Eagle on midfield. Higgins. To speed back to Higgins. Nicholson using all the time and space she has. Pangburn was looking for Gerfin. Higgins to Speed. Riley Speed plays a ball in over the head. Pangburn off the head. Tarbox now. Pangburn with a shot, score! Jackie Pangburn puts in her 6th goal of the season, and the Eagles have a 4-0 lead.
Oh, just, again, more and more pressure. Husson just continuing to apply it. Pangburn unlucky not to find the back of the net with that early header, but just not able to be dealt with by the Eagles. And in the end, she's just there to put it away at the right place at the right time.
Kendra Donahue comes in for Kaylee Nault. And Pangburn immediately is trying to get back on the offensive end. Off the head of Madison Higgins. And out of bounds, Presque will take their throw-in.
And just we've seen the impact that Riley Speed has had since she's come on. I mean, already you could look to her, you could look to Devin St. Louis, and of course Pangburn as just the players that have really stood out so far this half.
Eagles trying to start something offensively. Donahue to Nicholson. Tries to take a touch around. She still has possession. Ball ripped on and off target just by a smidge. But Nicholson decided to have a shot from about 35, 40 yards out, and it was pretty much on target.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you really can't fault her for taking a shot like that. I mean, you're up in a game like this, and we mentioned how she can really just let fly, even if it is from that sort of distance. Again, we just saw how close she is able to continue it.
Another offensive opportunity, and Kearney scoops that one up.
And we're just seeing, again, just almost a waste when the Owls do get in a position like this to just sort of get the ball up and get an attack. They just pressured by the Eagles to give away possession. Seen it countless times.
A moment ago, Ella Hosford, two-sport athlete for this Eagles team, checking in. Very gifted goal scorer, ended her high school career with a whopping 117 goals over a stretch in Bucksport, just down the road.
And she certainly made her presence known on this team. She had a great week last week against the two Vermont teams.
As we get an offensive opportunity, Hosford is not going to get there. And it'll be a goal kick.
But already in just 4 games played, she's seen herself with a goal and 2 assists.
St. Louis plays it in. Shot! Saved there by Kearney. Looked to be off the foot of Laura Martell.
Well, again, Husson just trying to continue with what's worked so well for them, and that time just in the end straight at Kearney, but nonetheless, she had to be there to make the save.
Speed plays it across to Emma Nicholson. That one looking for Speed, but picked off in the middle. Tarbox, St. Louis, cuts to the middle. Cuts back to the middle. Ball played across to Higgins. Higgins plays it to Speed. Speed surveying the options, plays a safe one to Tarbox. Tarbox all the time in space. Higgins back to Tarbox. Ball played across. Off the foot of Hosford, and it's in. Ella Hosford, as we mentioned, gifted goal scorer, and she puts one in the back of the net for the Eagles for her second goal of the season, and the Eagles now lead 5-0.
I mean, they've certainly bounced back with a great half, the Eagles, and it's just another case where just a ball into the box and just able to get by her marker, and Ella Hosford just putting it in rather easily, it looked. I mean, it's certainly not an easy skill to do, but what once seemed to be so unlikely for the Eagles with those chances that came into the box. I mean, they just were not finding the target in the first half. Now all they can do is just find the back of the net.
And number 25, Cassie Schilter.
Evie Flint checks in for the first time today, and Cassie Schilter back into the contest. She's on the far side. She has the ball right now. Plays it up to Taya Gerfin. Gerfin's going to use her speed. Get into the box. Ball cross. St. Louis just over and wide.
Yeah, in the end, it's a tough play, but just trying to get a leg out there, and maybe went off her toe in the end. I'm not sure, but that's definitely tough with the ball coming in at that speed.
Goal kick by Kearney. Relentless offensive pressure here in the second half. Philip, we've really seen two very different teams from the first 44 plus minutes pre-first goal to now.
Yeah, we have. I mean, just both teams, it seems like it's just gone completely the other way. Husson was really, really left frustrated that half, and then they do get that goal late on. And Umpy, who have been playing so well defensively, come out this half, and they've, for lack of a better term, they've just been stagnant. You know, they haven't really been the team that we saw in that first half. Still yet to really threaten Weigler and net.
Ball played back to Higgins.
Those first half stats, 53% of the ball was in their half on their attacks.
Tarbox was looking for Hosford, and it's just out of the reach and into the hands of Michaela Kearney. We have a whistle, and it'll go to Presque. Couple substitutions waiting for both sides. Flint plays the ball to Gerfen. Gerfen using her speed to keep that one in bounds. Gerfen sprinting up the left side. Continues to go. Plays the ball into Ella Hosford. Hosford takes a touch. Shot! Blocked in front. Great block out in front by Olivia Gray.
Yeah, well, it was just a great move initially. It's a good job by Gerfen there to just hold the ball and allow her teammates to come in. And then Hosford was just a great move to get by her defender. But in the end, as you mentioned, just a great block there.
Entering the game for the Owls, number 20.
So Madison Bridges checks back in for the Owls, along with Marilla Corletto for the Eagles. They make their re-entry into the contest. And then the Strathaven Scotland native, Ailey Irons, checks in for the first time. Ball played out into the middle and cleared out by Landing. And it'll be a corner for the Eagles.
This is one area where the Eagles just haven't had too much success today in these corners, but another opportunity here.
Ball played in. Off the head of Donahue and out for a goal kick.
Well, you can see the approach there. I mean, they all crowding around the keeper, trying to just get their head on something and obviously put it in the back of the net, but just unable to that time was Donahue to really get a clean header on that.
Higgins clears it out with a header. Higgins was looking for Flint.
And, you know, we've mentioned it just all game, Jake, but just the relentless aggressiveness from the Eagles when they're off the ball to win it back and to put themselves in a situation where they can go ahead and attack as they're doing now.
Ball played in. Was looking for Hosford. And cleared out. Eagles throw.
Well, you can see the idea, just trying to get it back to Hosford as they did earlier with the chance where it was blocked. But again, Umpy able to deny that and recognize the threat.
just about halfway through the second half here. Eagles with a convincing 5-0 advantage over the Owls. Speed plays it to Higgins. Higgins cross off the head of Ella Hosford and into the breadbasket of Michaela Carney.
It was a good job to get that one on target, but, I mean, not really an opportunity to get much power on it.
Higgins with a header. Gets it to Laura Martell and stolen away. Hosford now has an opportunity. Takes the time. Plays it back. Was looking for Irons. And it goes out for an Owls throw. And the Owls are going to cross midfield. And Irons tripped up Bridges on the far side. So it'll be a free kick for Presque.
And you got to think they're going to try and load the box here and just go for the long ball in to try and create some offense.
Good stand there from the Eagles defense to clear that one out. And Evie Flint is just going to boot this one downfield. And Carney is going to scoop it up at the top of the box. Just about 21 and a half to go. Eagles up 5-0. If you're just joining us, thank you very much for joining us, spending your Saturday afternoon with us. Jake Willett, Philip Robarge here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Carney scoops that one up in her box.
Yeah, it looks more of a shot that time than a pass, but either way, we've just not stopped saying her name this first half, have we, since she's come on. Ella Hosford, she's just been all over the ball for the Eagles, and she's been really a big part of what's been good for them this half, which has been a lot.
Eagles with just about 20 minutes to go. Looking to add another one to the score sheet. Ball played across. Higgins steps in and clears that one downfield. Hosford's going to have an opportunity. Knocked away by Abby Dowdy, and we get a whistle. And we're going to get a yellow card there on Abby Dowdy.
Yeah, initially, Ella Hosford was coming on to try and win that ball back, and Abby Dowdy just not liking just the shove that she feels she got and acted in retaliation, but again, the referee just not having any of it.
So a yellow card on the Eagles. Weigler is going to continue to move back and forth with the ball.
Yeah, Umpy really just showing no signs that they want to try and pressure her off the ball, so she just holds on to it.
St. Louis runs onto this one, takes a touch with the right, plays the ball across. Diving save there from Carney. Marilla Corletto plays it over to Ailey Irons. Ailey Irons takes the shot. Bounces up, takes an awkward bounce. Speed now with St. Louis.
Well, there's a couple of cases there, Jake, of those danger areas for the Owls. A ball that's saved but spilled out. We mentioned the first initial save that just went right into the center of the 18-yard box. Nobody was there for the Eagles to really pick it up, and then the one just moments ago. But again, two opportunities where if the Eagles were crashing the net, they might have had another goal in this one.
Higgins was looking for speed a little too quickly. Addie Lasley checking back in for the Eagles. And Kennedy Freston and Evelyn Gerardo checking in for the first time this afternoon. Speed was looking for Lasley. Lasley already a goal scorer.
Checking in for the Owls, number 27, Katie Stairs, and number 16, Isabel Allen.
Katie Stairs and Isabel Allen checking in for Presque in that stretch. Gerardo plays it back to Donahue and over across to Cassie Schilter. Eagles trying to get another offensive opportunity, and it's stonewalled by Abby Dowdy. Corletto plays it back to Donahue. Donahue cuts across, plays it to Higgins. Eagles working it along the back line. Ball played up by Evie Flint to Irons. Irons tried to go through the legs of Byers and was denied.
Well, it didn't work quite that time for her, but we're just seeing the effectiveness of these through balls for the Eagles. They continue to just go back to it, and it just continues to produce for them.
Kaylee Nault and Jillian Long checking back in.
Re-entering for the Eagles, number 23, Kaylee Nault, and number 20, Jillian Long.
The Owls kick that one away. And it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Ball played in across. Flint. Back out to Irons. Schilter to Irons. Irons in across. Julian Long gets a head on it. But not enough. And it goes right to Michaela Carney.
Yeah, not a bad ball there by Irons. And again, just unable to make that final connection.
So we will have a throw-in for Presque with 15:40 to go here in regulation. Schilter knocks it down. Schilter working into the box. Looking for Lasley. Lasley back to Irons. Irons takes a touch. Puts one on net. Knocked up and saved by Carney. Punts away. Right to Evie Flint. Lasley. Cuts back into the middle. Puts one in. And laid on top of is Carney.
Yeah, she knew that time, Lasley, that she would have a little bit of space, and then if she could just get it to her right foot, as she did there, she could get really a good shot away. But in the end, I mean, we've said it a lot this game, just Carney first to it. She's continuing to just remain strong in there, even though she's not had a half to remember as far as the score line's concerned.
Throw in deep in the Owls' defensive third. Ball was looked to Evie Flint. Stolen away by Presque. Irons knocks that one away from Bridges. Flint takes it away. Ball in the middle to Freston. Cleared out by Carney. Donahue to Nolt. Freston. Nolt, big ball in. Just off the foot of Evie Flint. Freston to Corletto. And out to Irons. Lasley shot just wide, looking far post.
Yeah, and Carney that time, I mean, that looked a pretty close shot from our angles, but she saw it was going wide all the way. Just some awareness back there for the Owls. But again, it's just another chance. We saw just another missed opportunity for the Eagles. This have to have another goal.
Ball ping-ponging in the air. And off of an Owls defender. And the Eagles will have a throw. Corner here for the Eagles. Another offensive opportunity with 12 minutes to go.
They went with crowding the keeper last time. Looks like they're just going to try and run into the box.
Ball played in. And long. And we will have a throw-in. And Olivia Charles checking back in. Clock will stop as the Eagles are making a substitution with the lead with under 15 to go.
Re-entering for the Eagles, number 12, Olivia Charles.
Ball played in, looking for Lasley. Lasley gets it out to Kaylee Nolt. Nolt, too long and a shot. Finds an Owls player.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. I mean, that was just really powerful shot. Definitely hate to see that.
We will step aside and get back to you when action resumes here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. As we will have a couple substitutions here. Cameron Alla checking back in. As we thought, she pump faked us. Willa Evans is going to check in. So drop ball. Nolt, Donahue, and Schilter connecting on the back line. Ball played into Olivia Charles. Charles is going to put one in a cross. Long, just missed that one.
And again, able to just clean up the damage is Kearney there. She's just had a great performance. Well, the scoreline doesn't really reflect that, but I mean, she has faced, I think, 34 shots now and 14 saves. She's definitely the reason that Umpy are not down by more here. She's had to be big for them, and she's continued to.
Lasley can't get there in time. And it'll be a goal kick. And now Cameron Alla is going to check in. But as you mentioned, absolutely phenomenal performance from Michaela Kearney in net. As a former goalkeeper myself, it's always nice to see some strong goaltending performances here on this one. Kearney's going to clear that one away on the goal kick. Right to Olivia Charles. Ball played in across. Jillian Long couldn't get a foot on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Paige Dunn checking back in. She will replace Ailey Irons.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 29, Paige Dunn.
Goal kick with 9:34 to go here.
Yeah, Irons just another substitute that came on and just provided a lot of width and help for those Eagles. She put a fair number of good crosses into the box. Unfortunately for the Eagles, they weren't able to capitalize on them, but still just shows how aggressive and just attacking-minded every member of this team is.
Ball played into the box. The Owls are going to clear one. A shot ripped on by Corletto. And it goes into the tree. And it'll be a goal kick. Ella McCarthy checking on for Cameron Clavette.
Checking in for the Owls, number 2, Ella McCarthy.
So goal kick here for the Owls. It was cleared away. Knocked down by Dunn. Dunn looking for an offensive option. Cuts. Plays it back to Charles. Spin. Olivia Charles. Couldn't get anything going. And a step there from Kendra Donahue. Dunn with a cross. Was looking for Lasley. Cleared out. And it'll be a corner.
Yeah, Dowdy there again to just stuff out the danger. They're just continuing to prevent those balls from coming through our umpy, and again behind on the scoreline, but still maintaining their duties defensively.
Corner kick in. Off the head. Looked to be off the head of Olivia Charles. And out of bounds.
Well, they've certainly been a lot more threatening from their corners in this second half. The same, don't think, could be said in the first half, but certainly they're much more able to get ahead on the crosses that do come in from the corner.
Donahue is looking for Nault. And it goes out of bounds. And Presque will have a throw. Nault was looking for Lasley. Gerardo to Donahue and across to Cassie Schilter. Schilter plays the ball into Dunn. Dunn crossing into the middle. Cleared out. Not for long. Corletto to Null and down. Got a whistle. Offside.
Well, an offside ends that attack, but again, Husson just resorting at the end to just swing the ball around and trying to find an opening. It seems as if Presque is really just, again, providing a lot more frustration now these last couple of minutes now on defense. They're just defending really well back there.
Dowdy clears that one up. Schilter with lots of time and space. Looks for Paige Dunn. Dunn can't get there in time. He goes over the sideline. A whole slew of substitutions. Miranda checking back in for the Owls, along with Taylor Marston. Higgins St. Louis among the members of the Eagles checking back in. Ball played in and cleared away. So corner.
Entering for the Owls, number 8, Natalie Miranda, and number 19, Taylor Marston. Re-entering for the Eagles, number 19, Madison Higgins, number 8, Laura Martell, and number 13, Devin St. Louis.
Laura Martell, the third member of the Eagles, to check back in. Ball played in. Commotion in the box. And we have a goal kick.
Again, the Owls just able to disrupt the Eagles from really getting a clear chance on goal. I believe it was Byers, I think it was, who just was able to get her header on the ball first.
Schilter moves around Miranda. Corletto was looking for St. Louis. And the Owls will look to start an offensive break. And it's quickly denied. A little more ping pong action here with 3:44 to go. Cassie Schilter with the offensive pressure. And the Eagles will have a throw. Schilter gets it to Martell. And it's headed into the box and into the hands of Michaela Carney. Corletto is looking for Dunn. Foul, quick free kick. They're taken. Shot on by Charles, and it's in! Olivia Charles, first goal of the season, and the Eagles are up 6-0 with 2:57 to go here in regulation.
Well, that's got to cap off just a great return for her, back from injury, seeing her first minutes on the field here, and just a great goal, finding the top corner. In the end, nothing Carney can do about it.
We knew the scouting report coming in that Olivia Charles will take a shot from anywhere. She did right there. Carney got a hand on it, but it was not enough as Olivia Charles puts the Eagles up 6. We have a drop ball. As the ball hit our center official. Alla. Almost had that one stolen away by St. Louis. Good touch there by Marston. Corletto plays it to Martell. Martell back to Donahue. In the middle of the field, Martell looking for Higgins. And it'll be a throw in for Presque with 2 minutes to go here in regulation. Higgins plays the ball in off the head of Lasley, looking for her second of the contest, and puts that one wide.
That was a good ball in there from Higgins, but Eddie Lasley just not able to direct that one. Certainly had the power behind it, really was threatening from that angle, but again, just not able to direct it where she wanted to.
Goal kick taken. 1:22 to go here in regulation. Donahue knocks that one away. Underneath the feet of Paige Dunn, she plays it out to Cassie Schilter. Schilter plays one up to the most recent goal scorer, Olivia Charles. Charles plays the ball in. And it goes off of an owl, and it'll be a corner with under a minute to go.
Well, again, another corner here, another chance to really look to get a chance to set up a goal here. Would likely be the final real attack, you would think, from the Eagles in this one.
33 seconds to go. Ball played in. Punched out. Corletto fires one up and over the bar.
Yeah, nothing Kearney can do there but punch it away. You know, if you go up there and try and grab it, you risk bobbling it and it falling to one of the Husson players. But unfortunately for her, the only thing she could do is punch it out to Corletto, who in the end just could not finish that one off.
A whistle, and that'll do it. The Husson University Eagles shut out the UMaine Presque Owls by a score of 6-0. Philip, final thoughts here this afternoon.
Well, we saw really just a determined Eagles team this second half. Really, I mean, they certainly had their issues that first half finding the back of the net, but they didn't let that get the better of them. They just came out, obviously getting that late goal by Lasley really does help you going into half, and then that seemed to just re-energize them and refocus them, and they certainly seemed a much different team in the second half. And as for Umpy, again, you could say just a tale of two halves for them. Their first half was really excellent in frustrating those Husson attackers and just defending well, defending as a unit. As we mentioned, Kearney just having an incredible performance throughout the game, really. A lot of those goals in the second half, there's nothing really she can do about them when she's dealing with people that are unmarked in the box or just, again, strikes that she just won't be able to defend well. But in the end, it's just been a great performance from the Eagles and really a lot of determination from them.
So next time out for both of these squads, Presque Isle will take on Fort Kent at home on Monday, and the Eagles will be back at home Tuesday against receiving votes Colby College with an SCOM Productions game. That will be the two of us back on the call Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. From Philip Robarge, I'm Jake Willette. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It may change their life. Goodbye.